I'm doing this live more for me that maybe by the end of the year I can look back on it like I've been doing with a lot of YouTube content. And one of the last videos I put out there, I saw a comment asking why I don't make more, which is interesting because the channel's not big enough to care. But making this just to show what I've done, what the project is, where it's at, where I want it to be, and how my head has been around this project. Yeah. First thing I want to do is show you something from the other month, something that's not like me. So, a couple of weekends ago now, there was a very nice cultural event here in Siem Reap, Cambodia, my home. And had a photographer come. Amazing night, very good night. Great for connecting, great for doing stuff like that. And I won't show this picture because it has officials in it. But there it is, rotate. So a night of the youth and universities, art theatres, everyone coming out. These are my pictures. Coming out and showing some Khmer culture. An amazing story, Ramayana, which I hopefully will be involved in something big, a Guinness World Record around this story, something that's never been done before, and a gift that I got from a local, a historian. And this night was a night where I got to really connect with an amazing department here in Siem Reap, and it works across Cambodia. And over this year of stopping the mental health group, still doing a couple of things privately with people who need it, which can be intense. But redirecting focus to this project, something that I truly and passionately believe is going to get Siem Reap to another level. Maybe not a big step, but something that when you're looking at Siem Reap, there's more potential here than what everyone's doing. And I don't sound like I'm anything better. Like, I've been struggling mentally a lot recently, and something that keeps reoccurring is what's normal. What's normal when you live in Southeast Asia? And I was discussing with someone new to Siem Reap who is struggling to adapt, to socialize, to get involved in stuff. Hey guys, quickly give a shout, say hi. I'm going to be doing, let's do all messages, there we go. And this person's from the Western world with an addictive personality, and they're struggling with what's normal. And when I look at this project I've been working on, that I've been putting all of my money into, to be brutally honest, it puts me in a dodgy situation, but I do know it'll work. So I've been having talks with officials. Today I had a meeting with a business owner, a giant business, creative business here in Siem Reap, who is passionate about Khmer Cambodian culture. He's a multi-millionaire, and he was very nicely welcoming me to sit down and have a coffee about what I want to do, how it can entwine with what he does, and how overall it can increase the quality of what's happening here in Siem Reap, Cambodia. And I've got high hopes for it. I'll give you some negatives of what's happening with me personally around this project. I'm procrastinating a lot. I know people who own bars, the popular bars, people are opening new guest houses, new restaurants. That's great. But I don't think bigger picture, hey, cheers. Bigger picture, opening another restaurant isn't going to really do anything for Siem Reap. I think, this is all opinion, I could be completely wrong. But this project, the last video I did, was talking about it being a monkey mascot. Now, it's not going to be a monkey anymore. That's fine. I've had an amazing meeting with a couple of the departments now, and I really appreciate the time and the feedback. So it's gone from a monkey to an elephant. So this could be even better thinking. The idea of having this designed place, giant elephant costume with its own throne, and it's going to look very wise and withered, maybe a bit overgrown, giving it some of that like overgrown temples kind of feel to it. And it's something I've been working on. Even today I put 3 hours into costume design. How is it going to be breathable? Is the person going to die of heat stroke? And I've been putting a lot into it, a lot. So it's now going to be an elephant mascot. One of the big, I'm going through negatives first because I have a lot of positive passion behind this. Every day I'm creating, every day I'm adding to it. One of the negatives is I'm waiting for that funding, whether or not it's through this business owner with a very big business and he's bringing it back to life. That'll be best case scenario. I don't want to think of money. I don't want to think of that. I want creative freedom so that I can prove this concept and that it will help CM Reap and all businesses. This isn't just me doing creative things and having fun. This has to actually show a neutral aspect of community. And if anyone's in CM Reap watching this, you know a reality of this tribalistic feel, right? Which is fine. So yeah, to do that. So I'm hoping on that. One thing that I'm procrastinating about is one of the steps, the small steps for this community aspect. I don't really go to events anymore. I don't go to what's popular anymore. I don't do quiz night. I'm not a quiz guy. When I drink, I just want to drink with someone I like and enjoy. I don't care if there's a show or where it is. I care a little about who that money supports. So even for that, in the way of community engagement and that supporting of each other is not what I want. I think if I go to your event only to support you, not because I think your event is good, it's a good idea, it's stuff I want to see. If I'm going just because I'm supporting you as a business owner, it's kind of fake. It's not a natural growth. And I like to think that everyone does that. You go to something because it's what you want to go to, not because I want to keep your business alive, right? And there's a couple of good examples. People that I admire here in CM Reap who are doing their own thing and it's working naturally. I love that. That's what I love. So the next step, which I'm procrastinating about, which I'm slowly putting together documents for the concept, making it clear, is the golden K. K is a kongkep, which is toad in Khmer. If you've ever been to Southeast Asia, when it rains, the toads, they cry. So let me brainstorm the idea. Please give feedback, anything, okay? The idea of kongkep, a giant toad made from recycled materials and a bit of fabric I had left over. The idea of kongkep, this toad, is going to be left in a random location in CM Reap. With this toad, there's going to be, this was totally me trying to flex, I've been working out. With this toad, get off me, there's going to be a scroll of a Cambodian story of why the toads croak during the rain season. Whoever finds him, scans the toad picture, post a picture of them with a toad. The best picture is gonna win a prize. The first prize is a very big, impressive prize. I'm very lucky to get this. And again, it comes back to the community offering these prizes. With the hope of that social media being something that will grow. here's something I want to ask opinion. I've asked a couple of friends, I've asked business owners what they think of it. If I give you a sticker of a toad, golden K, with a QR code scanner, that means this toad will be in your business at some point, which means when the prizes are there, people are going to have an idea now where these QR code scanners are, and they come to your business. Whether or not they buy something is up to them. In order to have this QR code scanner, I'm thinking about asking that business for a monthly fee, a subscription, a supporting sponsorship for this project. $10, $20. After the Christmas parade of over 80, 70 businesses doing $100 to be in the event, this is an ongoing thing. So the more prizes we give, if you're a cafe owner, offer to give free coffee or 5 free coffees, you know, where you come in, stamp your thing, whatever. Gives you exposure, right? YouTube is kind of dying for me. I like it, I like the editing. I love to be an editor for somewhere else that gives a bit of income. But now I want to do the creative stuff. Make in-person see levels of happiness from this creativity. That's what I want to do. That'll be cool. So give me your honest opinion about that. You come to see him reap, you're told of this toad, right? He's randomly going to be in businesses anyway with his scroll, with his stuff. But once a month, there's going to be this prize. If enough businesses help out, it could be once a week. You have these tourists going to these specific businesses that are sponsoring monthly, $10. They might come and be like, it's not where the toad is, let's get a beer, let's eat. Let's find a way of keeping them customers in your business. But also the fun aspect. So a big thing I'm working on is with my project, it can be in public. So I can do anything in designated areas where tourism might see this giant elephant in a throne with some instruments playing, come and learn some instruments. But I want to make a vintage Angkor time book journal that you open, and it has this artwork about everything Cambodia, a couple of QR code scanners to get to the Facebook page. But I'm doing it on myself. Someone said to me a minute ago, I put too much pressure on myself, but if I don't do it, I don't think it's going to be done. And I have a lot of belief behind this. I'm putting a lot into this. So yeah, we'll see. Quick question, if you are in Siem Reap, if you're coming to Siem Reap, if you've been to Siem Reap, and there was a community centre, a centre of whether the tours or very special artistic design tours of the temples, information, events for us expats here, what's coming up, a schedule, interviews. You know, again, you walk into this big designed dome and there's an elephant on a throne in the back and some musicians just giving nice background music, a cafe, all this kind of stuff. What would you want in a community center here? A friend asked me that if this goes ahead with the funding from this individual who had great interest in how I incorporate into his business, like my idea, and I think it's the right way, is you try and get everything from the top down. As much as I love many businesses, cafes that I go to, Nick's restaurant is my go-to restaurant. I've just found Street 3 Eatery, which does massive coffees for $2.50. And I don't waste money. I really don't. I'm spending it on what I do. So the idea of having money top down, so I don't have to ask these businesses for money. I don't need to rely on that. And if someone backs out, I'm screwed. I want it top down. And with that top down, you can create. With that creation that tourists are going to want to see, those businesses will come to be a part of it, right? And that in itself creates neutral community. And that's what I want. The idea of having this elephant and have a nekru, a teacher, teach foreign kids here about Khmer culture, make it fun, dress them up before you enter this dome to this giant elephant that sits on a throne and a white rabbit and a turtle. We need to dress Kamai. He's a Kamai elephant, so let's dress up. Let's maybe do a drawing of an elephant that we can give away whenever someone buys a coffee in a sponsored cafe. I feel a bit crazy thinking of it because it's very different. But it would work. That's the thing. CM Reap, and I said this in a giant proposal meeting I had, CM Reap is a little bit behind the rest of the world, and that's good. That's a good thing. That's opportunity. That means the crappy businesses that are here, and if you've been here, you know what they are. Those, I've met hotel owners who are scum, who I would love to expose and get them out. So it's almost like CM Reap being this behind is the opportunity to develop in a very unique way. Angkor Wat and these beautiful, geckos out. These beautiful temples will draw people here. It's what they do away from the temples. What else can they do? A lot of tourists I've met, they don't know what to do. They'll go on TikTok, they'll look at stuff. Teams Gallery is a great place. You got Tongli Sap, and even that, there's room for improvement, creative improvement. All these tours, I've got something I won't say, but I know will up the quality of these tour guides and what's happening there. And a lot of it comes down to freedom of creativity to do it, whether that's financially, whether that's time, because I still have to work and pay for the necessities in life that I live with. So yeah, it's interesting. I've got a good guy, and you might be watching this, Eric, who's come in. He's buying a load of sports jerseys. He's coming. We're going to be going and giving them out and doing that moment of simplistic happiness. Yeah, so we'll see. So this is me putting it out there, because in a year, by the end of this year, I told myself coming here I need to do something bigger every year to make a specific person proud of me. So yeah, this is the next thing, and it's a very big thing. It's a hard thing to accomplish. And I'm going to throw it out there on this so I can put it out for my own sake. Charlie, Nick's restaurant is great. There is a promotion for them on Food Panda this month. Very nice. Nice stream, man. Been listening since the beginning. Hotel owners, yeah, you know, man. You're still in Badenbong, by the way. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, once I have a sponsor, whether that's a business sponsor here, whether or not I find the money myself and do it that way, a smaller scale, is start to ask, like I'm going to do with these businesses, with the Golden Cave Toad, to do a hide and seek, a monthly, weekly one, is to, and I find it a bit weird, is to put it out there if anyone online wants to sponsor, if you want to sponsor the creativity of CM Reap. And away from myself, and I'm not professional at anything, I've kind of just tested myself with a lot of things and got to a certain level. But I have a friend who's an amazing artist. There are amazing artists here. There are galleries here. You got Khmer artists, you got foreigners who are doing their own thing. Admittedly, a lot of it is in the form of doing paintings, which is fine, but there's more we can do than paintings. I know this. Back in CM Reap, I was off work today, did so many chores, nice, got a table haircut, clean, forgot to do grocery shopping. Yeah, I've just finished my last food. Do that in the morning. Same here, man, same here. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of it. So putting my overview, I'm going to quickly read it out because screw you, stay awake, watch this. So my overview that I've done for this event, let me quickly throw it to you, is the name of the mascot, the elephant, Khmer, is called Domrey. Domrey, D-O-M-R-E-Y. So it's going to be Elephant Domrey of CM Reap. It's going to be the mascot name. Introducing a groundbreaking project. This is me now trying to be a salesman. Trust me, I've been practicing this a lot for some of the people I've been meeting. So, groundbreaking project designed to celebrate and represent CM Reap through an innovative elephant mascot. The mascot will not only be a realistic and captivating figure surrounded by rich cultural and artistic traditions. So again, kind of a space that's very natural in style. If you look up Zulik, A-Z-U-L-I-K on Instagram, Beautiful, beautiful architecture, very natural looking. Surrounded by rich culture. So again, you're having these instruments around. You're having a kunkamai fighter, might be security, Apsara dancer welcoming you in. So it's a space that is going to be so heavily detailed in Cambodian culture, Khmer culture. So, and I can't see how it doesn't work. Here in Siem Reap, very few businesses, to be brutally honest, have put a lot of effort into the atmosphere of a place. A lot of restaurants, kind of the same thing, put a couple of things on the wall. There's a beautiful Japanese cafe, and through secondhand Japanese stuff, they've made this vintage. Everywhere you look is something you want to get closer to. That level of detail, amazing, I love it. And it's popular. You got the rich, you got these beautiful, these expensive cars going to this Japanese cafe, tiny thing, ordering their coffee, right? That's what you need with Khmer culture. You need a community center that has all the information you need if you're a tourist, help, like contacts, even the mental health stuff. I've met an amazing psychologist who's moved here, a young woman who wants to get involved in stuff I was doing. So there's people here, is how do you find them? Why the elephant? The elephant is a symbol of strength, wisdom, and heritage in Cambodian culture. It will serve as a living emblem of Siem Reap's vibrant spirit and historical significance. So one of the questions I had from authorities was, how are you going to tell a story of this animal? Now, using 3D animation, a bit of AI work, Angkor Wat was built by elephants pulling these stones. There's a beautiful elephant's gate. There's a beautiful mural of these elephants. So again, with time and capability and a small team, because this would be impossible alone, of course. But being able to do a video of a turtle, which they want as the elephant mascot's assistant, going along the mural and pointing at an elephant. Camera zooms into that mural, that elephant comes to life, and we make a new story from history of that one elephant that was pulling these stones to Angkor Wat. He did the job, he was proud, he looked at Angkor Wat, this is me just thinking on top of my head, looking at Angkor Wat from a distance and was happy, he was proud of what he'd done. So he went to Mondulkuri, a beautiful jungle, and he thought and he watched the development of Cambodia. And one day he wanted to come back to the place that he worked, Siem Reap, in which he wanted to tell stories of the culture. Done. Beautiful story. It'll be an amazing animation from that elephant working, building Angkor Wat, time-lapse animation, Angkor Wat. And now why he's here now, looking wise, looking overgrown, some of the beautiful gold. Amazing. And when I was proposing this to officials, they understood how it's not just going to be this mascot that does a random thing. It's going to be a story. It's going to be his life here in Siem Reap will have stories. You might have the public game and the events that add to the story, not just a picture of a nice rabbit for smart. So anyway, the vision. As Siem Reap continues to develop, every business plays a role in choosing how the city evolves. This is true. I know business owners who, as far as I've met them, have been real good-hearted people. They're doing these nice little events that help give people something to do, watch and enjoy, get involved in. It's nice. So the Elephant Project offers a creative and cultural path forward, refining the city's identity through art, humour, education, and community connection. So the idea of, I know when I make the elephant costume, he's going to have a pipe that I hope to have an attachment that might shoot water or have suction, right? Perfect. Pipe, hard wiring around it so it's bendable, foam, then material. So all of these things that add different capabilities for the mascot, for the place in itself. Through live appearance, interactive games, cultural events, this mascot becomes not only just a figure of biome, but a movement that represents the future of Siem Reap, bold, beautiful, and full of soul. Again, an example. someone moved to Siem Reap, someone irrelevant who I spoke about before, addictive personality, went to one of the very popular hostels here, met some drug dealers, some drug users, and bang, they've overstayed their visa, they're screwed. Now, it does come down to choice, but it also comes down to what's normal here and what's okay in people's eyes. And shamefully, there's a load of things that are acceptable that are, even if you say, it's Asia, it's normal in Asia, it's one of the oldest careers in history, it's you know, it could be enlightening. It's BS. The amount of energy people put into crap, if you put it into something good, Siem Reap could be so much, there is so much potential, I want to say. Yeah. Nice. Anyway, it's true. And shamefully, after doing the mental health work here for 2 years, I've got the underbelly of Siem Reap in my head. That's why I need to do this. That's why this is my focus. So the business participation, the creativity, flexibility, and the fun. So the idea was for the Golden K, this is my tester, and I'm going to very soon be approaching all the businesses. $10, put the Golden K sticker in your business. Every now and then, whether it's weekly, maybe every other day, the Golden K and its interactive props. I've got a giant banana backpack that I've made. I've got a monkey shield that I still need to finish the video of, right? And just as a part of your business will have a table, come up, meet Golden K on a board or whatever, and it will talk about the game. It will talk about the creativity that I hope the community want here in Siem Reap, because I want it. I need it. I need something to do, okay? So with the Golden K, with a design table, with props that I'll continuously be making, especially that vintage book, that'll be very useful for Siem Reap. If you sponsor Golden K and what's happening, it'll be a rotation of businesses. There has to be an element of trust and patience, of course. So that's part of it. And with like the first prize from the Golden K, which is, if you were to pay for this prize, would be over $600. So I've somehow got enough trust from a couple of businesses who want to be the very first ones involved in this. And I hope that when I start approaching businesses and give them the option to sponsor creativity and also offer, if they want, voluntarily, a prize. A cafe can offer one coffee for free. In return, there's advertising. In return, you have foot traffic once the concept is embedded in Siem Reap. When it's done, and as the mascot grows, and you have no idea the conversations I've been having about games that have not been done anywhere over the world, that are unique, that are comical, that are cultural, that are educational. I'll tell you one of them. So one that they really liked, and I believe it'll be a great initiation to a week-long, low-season, week-long event, right? And the initiation is sunset. As it's setting, you're lighting candles, you're closing a riverside road. Candles lit up. You have the Khmer musicians with their drums. You have massive drums here. You have nice handheld. At the beginning of the starting line are 3 giant fake Angkorian stones. You know, they're up to my shoulders. They're massive. You have rope attached to them, and it's a long rope that goes down the road. 3 stones. The first one, the elephant mascot in the middle is standing, gets that rope, and he's pulling it towards his throne elevated at the end of this course, this road, right? As you go down the road, the fires get a bit bigger safely. The drums get a bit bigger. Then what we do is one of the stones, I look for the strong men, Khmer, foreign, I know a couple, and myself, of course, just saying. You get the strong men to pull one of these stones that has whatever weight inside that makes it a bit of a struggle. So by the end of it, they are tired. You can see it, but also doable, right? So then the second one, the drums are going. These very big, fit guys are dragging this thing down. Maybe we get them to dress up traditional Khmer style. The third stone is again a weight that will be determined by how many people we would have on the rope. This is for the public to do. This is for a long rope, however many of the public it takes to drag this Arkoun stone to the elephant, like the elephant did back in Arkoun times. Maybe I need to change that storytelling. That sounds like reverse animal abuse. And once all three stones hit into place in front of the elephant, we have some kind of display happen, and that's the very start of those 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, week-long events, games for the public. The games don't have to be complicated. There's a couple of business owners I've asked to have a talk with, and I haven't yet. These games don't have to be complicated. It could be in the morning, you go to the community center and you pick up a drawing pad, a big drawing pad, and they put you in teams. You take these drawing pads, you go to Angkor Wat, the scroll gives you some clues, and you do paintings of whatever the clue is. You come back in the evening, and the elephant will determine with his own drum, with his staff, whatever fun, interactive, artistic scene happens there. And the elephant will give a prize to the winning team. You guys have just won all-you-can-eat meal at Temple Restaurant. Raffles Hotel is going to give you a free drink and transport. So that's where I can see Siem Reap going. And it's really ambitious. Really ambitious. This is why I procrastinate. I know what I do on a small scale. If this is small scale, I know what I do. I know what I do to try and prove the concept. If it's big scale, by next year, Siem Reap has something the world has not seen. Something the world has not seen. And I believe that. You have all these beautiful cultural events. Brazil, Mexico, Japan has mascots in their thing. But the difference here is how this mascot, this center, will be able to rather give you a sense of cultural education, unique experience, good photographs, great for tour companies and business, because Siem Reap is lacking behind a little bit. It needs to get and develop, and that means we need unique things, right? And for me, if I can leave Siem Reap somewhere I love, there's a reason I don't do jobs that I don't enjoy. I don't work for money. That's why I'm skint most of the time, happily. Yeah, this would work. And I really do think it'll work. If there's anything anyone who watches this can do to help and support, then awesome, because very soon is going to come a point where it's going to get bigger than what I can think of and what I can create on my own. And yeah, I hope that it works out and everything comes together. So I'll quickly finish up with this proposal. This is what I've come up with today, by the way. When it comes to the mascot, there'll be a sponsorship tier. You have these giant businesses, you have expat businesses, then you have small Khmer businesses. One thing I need to, if I have capability, is in that community center is not going to be any well-established business. There's not going to be, even though I love them, like Footprints Cafe, I really do love it. They're great design. I go there a lot. I was there the other day with a good friend. But I'm not going to have these established businesses be a center provider for the events. There'll be advertising. The community thing, I'll involve businesses. But when it comes to these things, I think personally, to be able to do a give back, is that there would be one staff member on the team, a new business manager, and all they would do is, with the creativity, with Siem Reap's creative community, is you would buy or create a coffee stall or a food stall that is heavily designed, not your typical one. So with that, with the idea of having this free roam of creativity in See and Reap, we could end up with one specific part of See and Reap that is heavily designed. So coffee stalls, food stalls, the chairs, the tables, everything will be a community food diner. And all of that will be funded from the mascot. It will be funded by part of the projects and part of business sponsorships. Now, if you enter that food court and the businesses want their branding like supported by whatever hotel, whatever cafe, whatever tour agency, and those people working in or owning those specific stalls, they will be people that have had a rough time, had some suffering in their life. This is the opportunity to, after a probation period, have something better, right? So again, highlighting how this one project with a sense of community, with 1, 2, 3 big backers, will literally, I hope, change the dynamic of See and Reap. Maybe change a bit of the flow of money, maybe change a bit of the kind of people that move here who are self-destructive, and I hope they recover and become and enjoy See and Reap as you should. Yeah, so 3-tier sponsorship system. I was thinking 150 a month max. I'm thinking top hotels. I've been to these hotels. I've got to speak to GMs thanks to the Christmas parade and those amazing people involved in that. So yeah, and the other one was the puppet prize concept. So that's the toad, the golden gay. I need to approach major hostels, talk about this. I think personally at the beginning, to help the Facebook page, is I try and get tourists to take the toad on a day of their tour in See and Reap. So as they're going, and I know he's big, I know it's something you'd have to carry, but hopefully it'll be a fun thing to do. You take him, whatever you're doing, your girlfriend's walking, just ask her to hold the toad, get some photos and pictures of that. If you're doing vlogs, if you're a YouTuber, then we'll do an interview with the toad, where you would sit down, I'd do it like an interview, and then in editing, I'd make the toad do a couple of croaks, like a yes or no thing. So that, another fun little concept, helps the advertising, helps creativity, helps the social media for this project. I want to start that soon. If anyone remembers this, 1 second. If anyone remembers this, this is an orangutan mask I made in Poland before coming here. Now, I made a few videos wearing this, where I saw an opportunity to do something positive. I wanted it to be fun. So using this character to fundraise. This character has helped create coffee stalls for someone, helped quality of life, has been involved in a house build, and I still like it. He's retired now. Bongo the orangutan is retired. Now with this, I did 4 interviews with tourists. This is before he had a body made by the amazing Champa Champa, which used recycled fabrics to make bags and clothing. And doing these interviews, they loved the idea of it. They loved the idea of sitting down with this weird character and having a weird conversation. It was comical, it was good. And I watch Cambodian YouTubers, of course, like Austin, amazing thing what he's doing with the interviews. He's really promoting Cambodia. There's good ones. Patrick from Cambo Vlogs is kind of just a legend of Cambodia. If you've ever watched anything Cambodian based, and I love what they do. I just want to add something creative to that scene, and again allow community to hopefully take something from it. I really do. I really do. So yeah, that's the Golden K, long-term impact. So again, this is what I've done in a proposal that was accepted, that is now supported by a government department. So the elephant mascot, it's white rabbit support. White rabbit represents education here in Cambodia. There's a load of amazing stories. Glenn, shave her off and you'll be the next Harry Potter movie. Yeah, very close. Yeah. What was I on? White rabbit represents education. So again, more opportunities of creativity. Remake. One classic one. If you know anyone Khmer, ask them about it. An old woman was walking towards a market to buy her fruit and vegetable. On her way, she saw a injured rabbit and she picked it up and put it on her like flat basket on her head. And she continued with her shopping. She checked the rabbit was alive, of course. As she was buying fruit and vegetable and putting it onto her hat, this naughty little white rabbit was eating the fruit. It was eating her fruit and her vegetables as she was buying, as she was walking through the market. When she was done and she left the other side of the market, the rabbit jumped off. Yeah. The rabbit jumped off and ran away, ate all her fruit and her vegetable, and she was surprised. And there is a moral to the story, I've just forgot it. So, that story, a simple story. You know how beautiful it would be to tell that story in a Khmer market with a sweet old woman who's going to take home $50, $100 for this video with the community support. Making a plush but realistic kind of rabbit that has wire frame that you can stand it up for a shot. You can do some movements of it lying down in the basket, of it eating things. So even being able to express it here really does make me realize this is doable. This is really doable. It's possible. It doesn't take much to do. It just needs community. And after working in mental health and having my thoughts on different things here, which can be not what fits in with the general public, but if people want to see and reap progress, I'm working hard to make that happen. And I'm getting involved, probably where I shouldn't be. But I'm going to try. And if it doesn't work, then I'll probably take a step back and start really focusing on just doing holidays and stuff like that. So this for me is the last attempt for Siem Reap. I'm still involved in stuff. The new Christmas parade in July, we're going to start planning that. We need a bigger team for that. After Khmer New Year, that's next week. That's going to be very big. If you're coming to Siem Reap, check that out. It's going to be amazing. And after that, I'm going to ask permission to do another mural to allow my creativity to keep going. Because I need momentum. If I slow down, I'm going to just do nothing. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Otherwise, yeah, that's kind of it. Let me know if you've got this far, your thoughts in the end. I won't be making YouTube videos. There is a short coming out tomorrow about the schedule of Khmer New Year that's happening next week. So have a look at that if you're living here. Otherwise, yeah. I might do an update when Golden K, the toad, is out in public. I will link in the next post the Facebook page if anyone wants to go and support a new Facebook page for this big project. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, otherwise that's it, guys. It's been an hour, so that's a good little chat, 43 minutes. So come out your shell, find Simplistic Happiness. I've been okay. The last 3 months, a lot of good things have happened. I've been very lucky. I've been participating in events, seeing what's happening in Siem Reap, making new friends. Yeah, so yeah, I've been good, and I hope everyone here has been okay as well. So come out your shell, find Simplistic Happiness. Arkoun. Bye. Bye.